Y'all, I just watched the season finale. I'm sorry, the season premiere of the final season of Insecure, and I am so sad to see this show go. This is like my all-time favorite television show. Like, nothing beats Insecure in my book right now. So I'm just so sad, but it's definitely been 5 years. No, it hasn't been. Because I didn't even watch Insecure in 2016 initially. I was a little late on the draw. I don't think I started watching it to maybe like 2018, somewhere in there. And it's been like me going to sleep every night with Insecure playing in the background and waking up when Insecure is still playing. I'm not ashamed to admit that whatsoever. So I'm sad to see it go. I really am. It's so relatable, especially me being in my late 20s. And then actually like resonate more than ever as I'm about to turn 29, and then the series premiere was about Issa, figuring out her being 29 and have nothing to show for it. And that becomes a recurring theme in this episode of like being somewhere after all this time and how like feeling like you have nothing to show for it whatsoever. So it's just a great show. It really is. And I've been reviewing it ever since season 3 because that's when I had finally caught up. And now here's my last review of the first episode of Insecure. This episode it was pretty good. It was okay. I feel like season 1, season 2 had great premieres. Season 3 was, y'all know, if y'all watched my videos previously, season 3 was the worst season to me, so that premiere was trash. I remember watching that, and at the end of it, when Issa was arguing with Daniel about him fucking other girls in front of her, and then her sitting on the couch and him leaving, and I'm like, that's the end of the episode? I was so displeased. That season was terrible. Season 4 had a good premiere too. This season premiere was just okay. Like it opened up with Kelly, Derek, and Tiffany in the car on their way to their 10-year college reunion. I'm like, I didn't even know colleges even had reunions. I always thought that was a high school thing. And speaking of reunions, mine is next year. We couldn't have it this year because of COVID, so we're gonna have it next year. And I was, going through those woes of like, man, it's the reunion. It's like, what am I going to talk about? But it's like, man, please, everybody who didn't graduate high school is just making it, okay? Yeah, there's some people who have actually pushed through and actually accomplished things that they want to accomplish and doing what they want to do every day, and that's great. But there's no shame in getting up and working your 9 to 5 every day to to pay for bills and keep a motherfucking roof over your head every month for the rest of your life. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. You are no less than anybody else who is a content creator, or they're an artist, an entertainer, performer, whatever kind of thing, who have the freedom to not punch a clock every day, but still is able to do what they want to do financially. You're no less than them at all. And I want everybody to take that with them if you don't take anything from this video. But yeah, they were in the car talking about, they're not going to talk about Issa, they're not going to talk about Molly, because I guess it's confirmed that her and Andrew did break up, and she's doing all those abstract, weird ass posts on Instagram that the girls do when they break up with somebody. But it's like, they wasn't really together that long, but it don't make a difference because Molly's miserable. So she was gonna take it hard, even if they was together for a week. But they get there and then they rendezvous with Issa and Molly, and we learn that these two are still having these awkward ass interactions. But I hope somewhere in the season we know what the fuck they talked about on the previous season's finale when they met up at that, what was it? I almost said Meerkat something, but it was that Ethiopian restaurant that they always go to. I hope that we figure out what was actually discussed. How long ago was that? And it's like, man, if y'all had this deep conversation and that was that, and it transpired so long ago, then why are y'all still struggling? But they're doing these little forced awkward interactions, and Kelly finds out through the, I guess, the yearbook, whatever the case may be, that she's been killed off. Can somebody kill Boosie, y'all? But that's another video. She found out she's been killed off, and Issa, unbeknownst to her, gave a little mini eulogy in the book or whatever the case may be. And then they run into Cheyenne, and I'm like, man, please, people still don't look that good 10 years later. Like, Kelly, obviously been the same weight since college, but come on now. People who had banging bodies back in the day don't have banging bodies later on, like 10 years later. It's only like a few, okay? Maybe less than that, who still have a banging body from high school and or college. But they meet up with her, and I think the funny thing that I was not expecting was for them to go to Stanford and not at HBCU. And one thing that I felt was odd that why Lawrence wasn't there. If I'm not mistaken, I thought Lawrence met Issa in college, because Issa was saying how she wanted to, I don't know, maybe he didn't go to their school. Because for instance, in season 2 at Derek's birthday dinner, he was asked how did he know everybody, and he said his friends they were friends with his ex, and they went to college with him. Maybe he went to a different school. I don't know. I hope that's cleared up, or maybe one of y'all can tell me. But they were chilling it up, chopping it up with Cheyenne, and then later on, Molly starts talking with this guy Omari and his friend. I guess he's trying to, like Issa said, he's trying to reapply for that Fuck Buddy scholarship. And Molly's she's just all in her head like she always does. And the interesting thing about her is, like, one minute, she was feeling like she had to find a perfect mate so she could be married and have kids and have her happily ever after. The next minute, she's not pressed. And then her just reeling off this breakup that she just had with Andrew. Why is she worried about? Normally, when people just got out of a bad, I won't say bad relationship, but after they suffer a breakup, they're not thinking about anything relationship-wise as they are. They just think about fucking. So I just thought it was odd that she would even be worried about that, considering the fact that the way they made it seem, she just broke up with Andrew yesterday. But she's talking with him. Then it pans to Kelly, who is just like looking up as they remember all the, I guess, faculty and students that they lost, and how, how sad she was. I'm just like, okay, why not just go to whoever did this and tell them that you very much so alive? But, Cheyenne coming over there, they started playing the stanky leg. It's like, see, Kelly, they remembered you. They playing the stanky leg for you. But, Kelly, she couldn't do it. She had to do her little sad stanky leg, left side and right side. So Issa does this panel, and she totally bombs the fucking panel. And again, it was all in that little self-wallowing thing, because she was like, oh my God, here it is. I'm sitting on the panel with 3 other amazing people. They got all this shit together. They know all the right things to say. But it's like, bitch, most of the times that shit is rehearsed as fuck, okay? But Issa's definitely not somebody who rehearses anything before she does it. And, when she was asked about, was she, how did she know she was on the right path? What she said was very honest. She was like, I don't know if I'm on the right path or not. I don't know if this is going to blow up in my face and be a royal waste of time. I'm just doing it day by day, which in reality, that's what a lot of fucking business owners do. A lot of people who go out and become entrepreneurs in them beginning stages, I can only imagine how tough it is, like establishing a brand, establishing a logo, establishing a website. Then, you got to actually reach out and buy things. And then, and you got to reach out to vendors and buy things. Then you got to sell them through your site or whatever service that you're providing. It's a lot of work. And I know it can be very bleak for a lot of people who, like, man, I'm spending all this time and I'm not making no fucking money. Like, that's really the biggest discouraging factor. Is like, man, I had a secure way to pay my rent every month. Now I don't. What am I going to? Now I have to borrow money. Now I have to go into my savings. Now I have to do all these odd jobs just to make it by so I can actually get my shit off the ground. What if it never gets off the ground? You know what I mean? So what she said was very honest, and I'm pretty sure that shit applied to the other 3 panelists. But they would never tell you that. They would just try to come up with a bunch of fucking useless quotes from like famous rap songs to make it seem like they got it going on. Issa was the only one who was honest and transparent to me. And I'm like, come on. Well, this was in Stanford. I don't know. Is Stanford even in California? Because I'm like, who don't know live and die in LA? But it's Issa. The delivery was probably all wrong. But, you know, when she got up out of there, you know, she was feeling kind of sad. And Molly seen it and wanted to take her out. And I'm like, here's Molly. She's regressing back into that role of being Issa's emotional lapdog. It's like every time Issa need a place to stay because she don't want to go home to Lawrence. Go stay with Molly. Issa ain't got no money. Molly, can you get my tab? Issa need a headliner. Molly, can you go talk to Andrew? It's like Daniel's showing up. Molly, can you go get rid of Daniel? Like, and it just kills me how people was like, yeah, Molly's such a selfish bitch and she don't really care about Issa. She only want to be your friend if she better than you. Like, really? Because she's friends with Kelly and Tiffany, and they very much so seem more on her level. She's still friends with them. Issa just seemed to be the only broke one. And she's closer with her than she is with them. If that was the case, she wouldn't be friends with Issa. I mean, she wouldn't be friends with Tiffany and Kelly because they got as much going on as she does. Motherfucking Tiffany is actually married. Something that Molly has wanted since we've known her. She's still friends with her. That argument was invalidated. Issa is just somebody. She's just needy. Issa is very needy and she don't realize how much people do for her. Because if she did, she wouldn't be acting like she wouldn't have acted like Molly was genuinely trying to sabotage her. It's like, girl, no. I'm not trying to. First of all, this ain't my shit. This is your event. There was nothing at all me being responsible. Or when she said to her, you was just gonna let me fail, that irritated the hell out of me. This ain't my shit, Issa. This is your shit. You're gonna let yourself fail. And when she was saying to her, you need to stand on your own 2 feet, because what if I was never here? What were you gonna do? So, you know, she went back to being Issa's emotional lapdog, walked with her, and was talking to her about, you know, everything that she was feeling with Omari. And Issa, of course, did not care. Issa was ignoring the fuck out of that shit because Issa's like, no, Molly, it's about me. Excuse me, I'm the one who just embarrassed myself on the panel, or I just felt I'm the one who feels like they didn't deserve to be on this panel. Your problems are irrelevant. You always got problems. It's about me. Me, Misa. Call me Misa, because it's all about me. And Molly, you know, she ended up peeping that and then started talking about that shit. And they eventually, I mean, you know, she's saying that Issa was angry, so they went to go get something to eat. And Molly asked her, were they going to be okay? And it's just like, you see who is trying to save the friendship, who actually cares about the friendship, at least in this moment, and who doesn't. Issa can't be that goddamn upset about the panel. Now, see, needless to say, I wasn't feeling Issa this episode. And with everything that went on between the two of them last episode, I'm just like, I'm on Molly's side this time. And I'm normally never on Molly's side. Like the shit with the charity event and stuff like that in the first season when they had their first fight, I was on Issa's side. I kind of was on Issa's side when they got into it over her, Sandra bullocking Nathan from coming to the birthday party or coming to speak to Issa on her birthday. I seen both sides of that, but this last, on season 4, that big altercation, I'm like, nah, team Molly all day. Afterwards, you know, I want to say they got in the car. Oh, another thing, Tiffany had on the Delta colors. The AKA colors. She actually looked good because I hate that mint green. And I hate, what is it? Yeah, that mint green. I don't know what kind of pink it is. I feel like AKA colors are the ugliest colors amongst all the fucking the black sororities. I think they're terrible, but she actually looked good at it. And seeing her in that, like, it was a cute little nod. It was a couple more Easter eggs, like the girl with the flute, who was like a flute. I don't know if that's the same girl, but a flute has been played almost in every season of Insecure, maybe except season 1, because she first came season 2 at Tasha's family reunion. She was playing the flute and twerking at the same time. So the flute girl, that was an Easter egg. There was one more. I don't know. Maybe in the next video, because I know y'all know I'm gonna rewatch this episode. But in the next video next week, I'll figure out what that Easter egg was. What else? Like I said, this episode was really just okay. Not a lot was happening. Like I said, Issa was just being selfish to me. Like, I just feel like... Sorry, y'all. It was an intruder alert. So let me just wrap this up really quick, because this has been going on long enough. So the girls get in the car with Cheyenne. They go to a liquor store. Cheyenne robs their ass. She robs their ass with this actor who I don't know. I want to know who it is, because I'm pretty sure it's somebody from Dormtainment or one of them other funny Instagram pages that they love to pop up in Insecure. Or, you know, a TikTok or anything. Like, it used to be Vine, used to be Instagram comedians, and this guy, I'm pretty sure, is from one of those platforms. But they robbed her ass, and it was so funny how Issa tried to give homegirl her shoe, and she just assumed that she was gonna want the shoe. Like, she was like, and the bitch was like, Issa, you can keep that. Just saying, had my cat wanted a cameo, but she wasn't the intruder. She was not. That was funny. And then when they get in the car, they tell Kelly, who was upset about being forgotten and they're feeling like her existence has been one big joke. And homegirl said, bitch, it ain't shit changed. But anyway, you know, they have a big laugh about it, and they laughed at the fact that Cheyenne did not want her shoe. That was funny. And then, even then, back to my point, like, Molly stepped in front of Issa. And back to being like, now you being a physical lapdog. But anyway, and here's where it just didn't make sense. So just me being nitpicky because I'm a writer. That didn't make no sense. Like, to be robbed by a bitch that you went to school with, like a bitch who first and last name you know, a bitch who you can easily turn over to the police and be like, yeah, this bitch robbed us in front of 5/8 liquor store. Like, nah, that wasn't making any sense to me. And it was something else that didn't make sense either. Like, I'm just a little nitpicky when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I may not be the best writer, but shit gonna make sense when I write it, okay? But anyway, they go back, they do like this little, they go to breakfast with Derek and Tiffany, and they do like this little cute little memorial for Kelly. And then they go back home. Issa's picked up by Lawrence, and then I think she broke up. Oh, yeah, this is another thing that didn't make sense when she was like, yeah, I've been doing some thinking, and she didn't say what it was, but I guess Lawrence was able to pick it up with emotional intelligence that she was breaking up with his ass. I'm just like, bitch, when were you thinking about that? During the break? Because you damn sure ain't think about it when you were at school, so when were you thinking about this? I don't know, maybe y'all can clear it up for me, but this, the premiere was just okay. It definitely was not on, it was better than season 3's premiere, so it wasn't terrible like that shit. But you know, it was good. Like I said, there was some recurring things that took place, like Molly just immediately assuming the lapdog role, Issa being selfish, and then, you know, Kelly, like, are we going to see some real growth with Kelly? Are we going to see Kelly have a man? Like, are we going to see Kelly? Like, I just feel like Kelly's just always been a jokester. Like, she played into the funny fat girl trope in television. Like, can we break out of that for this last season? It's a shame that it would have to take last season, but whatever the case may be, I guess better late than never. But it was good. I'll say it was good. It wasn't great, okay, and it wasn't perfect either. I don't think Insecure has had a perfect, you know, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. What do y'all think was the perfect season premiere for Insecure? We'll talk about that. But that's been my review. I'll see y'all next week.